All right, guys, today I'll be hitting you with my top 3 ammo choices in .380 caliber. Let's dive right into it. Before I forget, please go ahead and subscribe, show your support for the channel, like, comment, share. All right, so here we go. Top pick is going to be Underwood ammo with the Extreme Defender. 68 grain, so it's going to be very lightweight. All right, so all day comfort. 1,300 feet per second. Now, I'm pretty sure they actually shot that out of a .380 that had a longer barrel than the Lcp Max. All right, so let's say even if you get 1,200 feet per second, that's better than your average 9mm velocity. Okay, so just talking about target range ammo out of a 9mm, you're going to be faster than a 9mm of that caliber. All right, so great performance. This is actually why I selected the Lcp Max. I already had the ammo choices picked out before I purchased the gun, and the ballistics have come a long way in the last 10 years or so, especially on .380s. All right, now here's what that Underwood Extreme Defender looks like. Has the flutes, and that is what allows it to create massive wound cavity in soft tissue. So as it spins and it comes in contact with flesh, it's just going to blow everything outward to the side. All right, so this actually creates better wound cavity than hollow point in .380 caliber. All right, hollow points, they typically don't expand all the way out to their full capabilities like they do in other calibers when it comes to .380 hollow points. So, that's why I chose the actual Extreme Defenders. That are the best all around when it comes to cavitation, barrier penetration, all right, and also the velocity. So once again, you're going to get less than 1,300 feet per second if you're running out of an Lcp Max, but it's not going to be that much of a drop. All right, guys, so here is my number 2 pick, and it's actually made by Underwood as well. Okay, so this is actually the 100 grain Flatnose made by Underwood. All right, now those of you that prefer heavier grain bullets, this one is perfect for you. All right, now this is actually a 40 caliber Flatnose, but this is to give you an idea. It's just flat on the tip. All right, and what that does is it reduces over penetration. Okay, so if you happen to miss your target, and you hit something a little past your target, the lead ball will penetrate more because it's a little bit sharper on the nose or the tip of the bullet. So the flat nose just kind of brings that down to a safe range, and even when you do hit your target, the flat nose keeps it from over penetrating. All right, so now one drawback is that the 100 grain, if you got 12 rounds of 100 grain ammo, it's going to be heavier. All right, when your firearm is fully loaded. And even though the Lcp Max is a very light gun, I would rather have the Extreme Defender because they're 68 grain, in each bullet versus 100 grain. All right, so all day comfort, you can walk around, but I know some of you guys out there prefer a little bit heavier grain ammo. Okay, now as far as the 100 grain Flatnose, they're listed at 975 feet per second. Okay, that's still pretty fast. A little bit slower than your average 9mm, target round or range. What most people use at the range. That's kind of comparable to like the 45 caliber speeds. All right, but it's still extremely fast. Okay, so I would definitely choose this Flatnose over target ammo. All right, in .380 caliber. Okay, so. All right, guys, let's move into our last but not least pick in .380 caliber ammo. Now, this one here is going to be kind of subjective. There's mixed reviews on this, but me personally, I'm gonna tell you why I put it as my number 3. All right, and this is actually Norma MHP hollow point. All right, 85 grain, so it's kind of in between. You know, it's in between the Extreme Defender and the Flatnose. All right, so it's gonna be light, but not as light as the Extreme Defenders. But 85 grains is still pretty light. Okay. Now it's a hollow point. Once again, hollow points typically do not expand well out of short barrel 380s. All right. That's just due to the shorter barrel not being able to get the bullet up to a great enough velocity for it to fully expand. All right. They will still expand. So I don't want you guys thinking that, you know, it's not better than, you know, target ammo or lead ball. All right. So the Norma MHPs, they're definitely better than range ammo. Okay. This is why I put it at number 3. The expansion results, you know, it varies. You know, sometimes they expand to a good enough amount to where, you know, it has good stopping power, and then sometimes they don't expand much. All right. But they do expand more than a lead ball. All right, because the lead ball doesn't expand at all. But even with a slight expansion, it's gonna do more damage to an assailant or a threat than a lead ball would. Lead ball would possibly overpenetrate. Okay, so number 3, like I said, Norma Home Defense MHP, and that's 85 grain. Okay, now for some 380s, hollow points may get hung up on the feed ramp. All right, you would just have to take your particular firearm, if you do like the idea of running the Norma MHPs, and, you know, just cycle them through your firearm at range and just see if you have any hiccups. All right, and, you know, that's any ammo that you select. All right, you definitely want to shoot those at the range as well, along with the cheaper ammo, which is the lead ball ammo, you know, that you may be shooting at the range. And you don't have to, you know, shoot a whole box of the expensive stuff. You know, just, you know, shoot like 5 or 6 rounds, or maybe 1 magazine, just to feel comfortable, and, you know, take notes on if you have any hangups or how many misfed, or, you know, things of that nature. And then just go from there. You know, obviously you don't want to have any jams or misfeeds or anything like that. And then if you do, you know, just go back to the drawing board and, you know, go with one of the other choices that we have here. Or you can polish your feet ramp. All right. If you don't know how to do that, then, you know, please take it to a gunsmith, all right, or armor, and, you know, get some polishing done on your feet ramp. That might make it, you know, go in a little bit more smooth. All right, guys. Now, in conclusion, you don't have a lot of options, good options, you know, I would say great options when it comes to 380 caliber and short barrel 380s. All right. These are the top picks for the obvious reasons listed. All right. Now we do have a bench warmer. All right. So in this case, an honorable mention. I call those bench warmers. And the honorable mention is actually going to be your regular full metal jacket 380. Okay. And that's going to be these SMBS right here. All right. Now they make very good quality full metal jackets. I like their full FMJs, full metal jacket in 380, and I also like it in 9mm. All right, you know, just shooting at the range. But the advantage to these, they're 92 grains. All right, and the advantage to these is that in 380, it may or may not overpenetrate. All right. It just depends on your barrel length. Of course, the longer the barrel, the more velocity it's going to pick up. But I would say in something like, you know, the LCP Max, or, you know, smaller 380 calibers firearm, you don't run the risk of that. Okay. Also, you can shoot them at the range, and then you can just keep it in the magazine and carry it on you concealed. All right. If the budget is a little tight, and you need dual purpose ammo, then that would be a great advantage. And these would be the ones that I would go with as far as the full metal jackets are concerned, just because they're going to give you a velocity of around 955 feet per second. Dual purpose ammo, especially if the budget is tight. And I would only do this with 380 as far as using this as an option of shooting lead ball. All right. Any caliber higher than 380 is just going to over penetrate if you're using lead ball. All right. All right, guys. Those are my top 3 picks with an added bonus of the bench warmer there. And that's what I would actually run with any one of these in my LCP Max. Have a good one.